Jason Kincanon with Realis, and today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight on the G87 crankbait. It's probably one of the farthest casting crankbaits I've ever used. It is probably one of the most accurate crankbaits on the market. For one, this bait you can cast super far. I'm throwing it on 12-pound fluoro, and one of the cool features of this bait, it has a casting ballast in it, and it clicks to the back of the bait, and then you do your swing. And one of the cool features to it is you can bomb this bait absolutely far, and you can get this thing down. I'm hitting bottom in 20-25 feet very easily with 12-pound fluoro, and you can go lighter with the line, but you have to retie a lot more. This bait catches absolute giants. I've caught some really big fish on this bait. It stays to the bottom very well. It gets down fast. It doesn't pull as hard as some of the other really deep diving crankbaits. The lip it looks a little odd, but it's really a key feature in this bait. I'll give you guys a little bit of quick tip that I use for catching a lot of giant fish on this bait. This bait, it's not like a traditional crankbait where it just hugs the bottom and sticks to the bottom. This bait, you can rip it and pop it, and it will actually slide to one side or the other. Plus, you can rip it sometimes a little harder, and it'll actually do a loop and shoot upward. So this bait will shoot up, and then you can pause it for a split second, and it'll right itself, and you can burn it straight back down to the bottom and create reaction bites out of it. That gets a lot of really big fish. This thing comes through trees very, very, very well. It backs right out of the trees if you fish it real slow. Don't try burning it through the trees, you'll get hung up. But if you just creep it through the tips of those trees and get it down, and sometimes I'll let it sit on a limb. With the way this lip design is, you can actually hold it right on a limb. You can bring it right up to a limb, and you can almost pause the bait right there and pause it and let it float up a hair, and then you can go right over the top of the limb. There's not many baits that you can do that with. Usually the rounded lips will turn and the bait will roll and come over the top. With this long extended lip on there and the little upward bend on it actually will hug a limb. So there's a ton of things you can do with this bait. You can create bites on the pull down. A lot of guys just throw and they start cranking immediately. This bait, sometimes you pick up fish in 15 feet of water and just rip it 4 or 5 times, and you can create reaction bites right in open water. And there's not very many crankbaits on the market that you can get to slide left or right with just open water. Most time you have to have bottom contact or something else. Another feature to this G87 is the 20A and the 15A. The 20A is getting down to 20-25 feet. The 15A is getting down to 15 to 18 feet, and I throw those both on 12, and you can go lighter, they'll actually get a little deeper, but you'll need to retie a little more on that. One of my little secrets is sometimes you're fishing in 20-25 feet with the 20A, sometimes those fish are sitting in about 14-15 feet. I'll have the 15A tied up, and sometimes those fish that are in that 15-foot range or 12-foot range, they don't want to commit to that 20 foot. And sometimes you throw the 15 and free swim it, and you can pop it and jerk it and create reaction bites in open water. And this bait is very, very accurate. You can pitch this under docks, you can pitch it into trees and limbs. It is super, super accurate. The ballast actually locks in the back when you go to cast, and that makes this thing extremely accurate. So when you cast this bait is casting almost like a bullet. And then when it hits, the casting ballast will roll forward and it hits a magnet up in the front, and it locks into the magnet and actually holds it there. This bait is its own unique bait. I mean, there's not many crankbaits on the market that are even remotely close to this. There is a ton of things you can do with this bait, and I think there's going to be a lot of tournaments and a lot of money won on this bait. Really didn't want it out. A lot of the elite pros and everything are throwing this bait. It's really helped me catch a lot of big quality fish. Thanks.